So you found out you was insulin resistant, which is the start to diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, and PCOS. And let's be real, you're probably a little bit afraid. But in this video, we're gonna tell you exactly how to reverse it, and that way you have nothing to worry about in your future.
Hey guys,
My name's Michelle.
Anita, Sarah, Julia, Peyton, Talia,
Jazz. Marquita.
I'm a physique.
Product.
Period. You love to see.
Y'all already know what this is. It is Dr.Trehunna from Physique, and the topic of the day is going to be insulin resistance, which is the start to a lot of metabolic diseases. A lot of people do not know what insulin resistance is, simply put, because when we leave our doctor's office, they didn't tell us what to do next. They just say, hey,
by the way, you're pre-diabetic. Or hey, by the way, you got PCOS. Take the spironolactone.
right? And you're like, okay, but why am I taking it? What is going on with my body? And you're already fairly young. So you're thinking something cannot be wrong with my hormones now. So what I'm going to cover is exactly what is insulin resistance. And I'm going to give you an analogy so you can really understand what is going on in your body. You starting to date somebody new. You think this dude is all that in a bag of chips. So every single time he texts and calls, you answer immediately, right? You answer on the first ring. We think that's cute. But then you start to see some flaws in this game, or you see some holes in the story, and then you realize, okay, he might not be the person that you say he is, but you're still kind of interested in him. So you still respond to him, but not as fast, right? But then you start realizing that, oh, you're not the only one. Now he's dating other people too. So now you're not even really responding to him. Now he gotta do something. You gotta take you out to eat, buy you a bag, or give you a gift. And then you realize that this dude cheated on you. You're done, you're finished, you're packing your bags. He's blowing up your phone now. But now you're not listening. Now you're not picking up. That's what's happening to your liver and your cells when you're becoming insulin resistant. See, insulin is the energy storage hormone for your body. So every single time that you eat something with calories in it, or drink something with calories in it, insulin gotta be excreted. That way, all the energy that is in your bloodstream now knows exactly where to go. Your body doesn't want to have a lot of sugar or glucose in the bloodstream. Why? Too much sugar can cause cells in the bloodstream to be dysfunctional as well. Also, it can start corroding and damaging your epithelial cells and your endothelial cells. Long story short, that's why when you see somebody has diabetic complications and they got to get something amputated, guess what? That means that they wasn't getting enough circulation because it's been corroded, it's been damaged so much. So insulin resistance is too much sugar currently in your bloodstream. Now you're probably thinking,
Hey Trey, well, okay, I understand that, but I'm not eating straight up sugar. I barely eat anything man-made. How's this happening?
all because it is not man-made doesn't mean that you are not ingesting sugar. So when we look at a label, for instance, boom, and we're looking at rice. Rice says 0 sugar, total sugars, right? So it can't be that. But it also says 45 grams of carbs. Believe it or not, when the human body breaks down carbs, it turns into glucose or sugar. Ironically, you see this 45 grams of carbs. This is about 10 teaspoons of sugar. Every 4 grams of carbs is 1 teaspoon of sugar. Now, your body only circulates about 1 teaspoon of sugar at a time. So what does that mean? When you have rice, you're getting 10 teaspoons of sugar at a time per 1 cup. Let me ask you one question. When was the last time you only had 1 cup of rice? You don't. When we go to that Jamaican restaurant, they give you a bed of rice. When you go to some of those Mexican restaurants, they give you a bed of rice. When we're preparing rice at home, we're making more than 2 to 3 cups of rice. These little choices that we choose in a day adds up. But now keep in mind, you're not just having rice. You probably had some Starbucks earlier that you're not considering that sugar, even though it got sugar in it. Every single pump got some sugar in it, right? You probably start off your day with a smoothie, right? You probably had some fruit because you heard fruit is healthy, which it is, right? But too much fruit in a day in tandem with the rice and the smoothie and the Starbucks. That is the issue. Too much of a bolus of sugar at a time, but we're not considering these little choices as sugar. We're just thinking candy, cupcakes, ice cream is sugar. No, anything that got carbs in it, your body's gonna break down to sugar. When you are insulin resistant, your pancreas is producing insulin. And insulin, once again, is the storage hormone. Now keep in mind, when you first come out the womb, your body's very insulin sensitive. So anytime your pancreas calls, your body listens. right? But when we're growing up in our current social climate where 65% of our calories is coming from man-made foods, things that's coming in a bag, box, or barcode, just not straight up real food anymore. It got so many extra different ingredients on this back of the label, then now your body's gonna get more sugar than it's supposed to daily. Because we was all taught to eat 3 to 5 times a day, and a lot of us are snackers because we don't got time to sit down and eat meals anymore, right? So these meals or these snacks are very convenient, but with a cost. And you gotta keep in mind that it takes a human body 8 to 10 years of you eating the wrong way for you to start becoming pre-diabetic or insulin resistant or have to deal with PCOS, etc. If you are insulin resistant and you are trying to reverse it, all you simply have to do is you don't gotta go on keto. You don't even gotta do low carb per se. Let's focus on eating real whole foods first. So anytime you want something sugary or a snack, don't get the ice cream. Don't get the cookies. I know it's gonna be hard, especially when you're on your cycle, ladies, right? But get some berries, get some watermelons. Hey, even get an apple, get some mangoes if that's what you prefer. Get some pineapples. These little choices is gonna be a little bit better because now every single carb that comes from a fruit, ironically, got fiber in it. And what fiber does is slows down how much sugar is going into your bloodstream at a time. But when you're eating something that is man-made, when you're eating ice cream, it got no fiber in it, which means what? You're getting the straight drop, you're getting the dosage of sugar immediately. You was interested in this dude, he texted you, you was busy, so you didn't respond. But this dude is blowing up your phone, he texted you 6 or 7 times in a span of 2 hours. That's gonna turn you off to the point that now you're gonna wanna block him. That's what your cells and your liver is doing when you give your body too much sugar all day long. Your cells are trying to save itself. It's like, bro, I don't know what you got going on over here, but we literally are full with energy. Insulin tells us to open up, but we are too full. This suitcase is literally busting out the frame. I cannot insert more clothes in here. Take this energy to another cell. But when all your cells are insulin resistant, and even your liver, which is the main metabolic machinery in your body, is full of energy as well, that's when you're gonna start turning everything as fat, and now every cell is being resistant to the signal of insulin. Hopefully that makes sense. If you're trying to reverse your PCOS, if you're diabetic, if you got hypertension or high blood pressure, what you need to do is focus on A, whole foods first, but then B, any food label that you see, always read it. At any point in time, that carb number is over 10 grams of carbs and that sugar number is over 10 grams of carbs, you should be telling yourself, hey, I can find a better version of this. Everything that you could possibly think about, a better version exists. Question is, have you ever looked for it? But also, you're probably somebody who doesn't go outside and get a lot of vitamin D. So start going for walks outside. You need to start moving your body. You can either not put sugar in your body through your mouth, or you can burn off this sugar. And the best way to burn off the sugar is lifting weights, doing solid core, doing Pilates. Simply put, just going on a leisure walk with your headphones on. Listen to your favorite podcast or album. So there's so many different methods that can reverse insulin resistance. But because the majority of us nowadays are sedentary, we're just sitting in a household all day long, and we are always so focused on making a bag, and we're not prioritizing our health anymore. This is the reason why 45% of Americans are either pre-diabetic or diabetic. Sad to say. You gotta move your body more, y'all. You gotta eat more whole foods, less foods that's coming in a package. And last but not least, get some sunlight, get some vitamin D, and an extra tip, please start getting some sleep. Cool? And that's your reset tip of the day that's gonna help you stay snatched all the time. Know the summertime. Talk to you soon.